Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aitken from Narrowing the Field. Welcome along, everyone. So we're out of the deep freeze and back to our usual pod blasting action. And this week we're off to Cheltenham, of course, for their Trials Day card on Saturday, with three of the chasers coming under focus for us. And then we're back off up to Scotland for our usual Footy Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. But racing first and to Cheltenham Festival's Trial Day. They're starting with the 12:40 race, the Timeform Novices Handicap Chase. Welcome along, Ben. Can you start us off with that one?
Oh, Tony, yep, that 12:40 Cheltenham Timeform Novices Handicap Chase, a race that has been an excellent pointer in recent seasons for the Cheltenham Festival itself. The last five winners of the race running first, second, first, fourth and a first on going on to the festival in March. So a race to keep a close watch on with the future in mind. Some solid race trends as well to factor in for the race itself. We're looking at the last 12 renewals. 12 of the last 12 winners had 2 to 5 starts in the current season and were aged 6, 7 or 8. And 11 of the last 12 winners recorded a top 3 finish last time out in a Class 1, Class 2 or Class 3 chase, and were returning off a break of 20 to 42 days. Now, I would leave a trend short list for the race of Blow Your Wad, Theatre Man, Persian Time and Happy and Fine. Blow Your Wad was a good winner at Kempton on Boxing Day on his last start. That was his second chase start. His first chase run came at Sandown in November, where he had, I'd say, an impossible task of trying to give Le Patron £12. That one is now rated £28 higher. As you look at Blow Your Wad in Class 2 races or lower, you see he has 3 wins and 4 places from 8 starts. He's never been out the first 2 in any of those races, so I expect him to go well here, and I do like Blow Your Wad's chances in this handicap. A Theatre Man, he hasn't quite clicked yet in his 2 chase starts. They've both been over around 3 miles, and I wonder if he's maybe just not the stayer they thought he would be. I think this step back to 2 mile 4.5 looks a smart move. It should tell us more about him. I think he should make an impact over fences, and I am looking forward to seeing him back over this mid-range strip, Theatre Man. Persian Time, he improved for his debut chase effort at Newbury by winning at Ascot last time out. His best efforts have come at Ascot so far, so I do wonder if he's maybe best going right-handed. I'm also a little wary of Nicky Henderson chasers in novice handicap chases at Cheltenham. Doesn't send up many, but his record is 1 win from 38 in these types of races. So again, just a little wary on a couple of angles about Persian Time. For all he does meet the race trends. And Happy and Fine, he's the other that fits the race trends. He comes here off the back of 2 victories at slightly lower levels. He steps up above Class 3 level for the first time here. He's been able to dominate smaller fields and heavy ground from the front in those last 2 wins. He won't be able to do that here, so he'll need to pull out more and from a career high mark. Not impossible, of course, but there is plenty of early competition for a lead in this. That won't make life easy for Happy and Fine. Because of that potential for strong pace in the race, Blow Your Wad is the one for me. I'll take him to sit just off the pace and pick them off up the hill. Blow Your Wad. What you got for us in this handicap, Tony?
Yeah, I like Blow Your Wad, mate. That's ran in the Class 3 Novices Limited Handicap Chase at Kempton on Boxing Day. Now, runners that have run in that race have been known to run well, come on and run well in this race. The winner of that contest was Blow Your Wad. Lines up, as does the Alan King trained S Perfecto, who finished 3rd of 8 in that race on good ground, 2.5 lengths behind the winner, Blow Your Wad. Very much with Blow Your Wad here, who is an improving sort and has the distance, days since a run, left-handed track, and very undulating course in his favour here. Definitely with you all the way there, mate, with Blow Your Wad. Also, Tighten Our Belts, Emma Lavelle and Tom Bellamy. I'll be looking at early Saturday morning. In fact, well, I'm actually on Blow Your Wad at 6.2 on the exchange. Tight Now Bells is 7.4 last night when I was preparing this. Thought good enough to run in the Grade 1 Quarto Star Novices Chase at Kempton on Boxing Day. He was never up to that Grade 1 status. He's finished 4th of 6, beating 29 lengths in that race, won by the French flying French horse Ile Francais. Tight Now Bells was never put in the race by Tom Bellamy. Actually, he was tailed off by the 5th fence. Not quite sure what Tom Bellamy was up to that day. Obviously showing things elsewhere at home, maybe. And this Class 2 contest could be just what he needs at this stage in his career. Ideal age as well as a 7-year-old. They go well in this contest. And what I must have to say though, he's not won in 2 starts left-handed, so beware of that. But and we'd Blow Your Wad 6.2 on the exchange, and Tight Now Belts as well. But have a look at the place markets on Saturday morning for possibly both of them as well. But moving on, 1:15 at Cheltenham, the Paddy Power Handicap Chase, Class 1 Premier Handicap over 2 mile and 2 mile 4.5 furlongs. Ben?
Yeah, it was a cracking race.
Cracker. Yep.
Cracker, yep. I'm looking at a short list for this one of Excello, Victorino, Bill Baxter, and Ga Law. Excello is one I noted after he won a 3-runner graduation chase at Ascot last time out. That was on the 23rd of December. He caught my eye for a few reasons that day. For starters, Henderson doesn't send many 4-year-olds over fences. It does go a little against the normal grain of Henderson's softly training approach. So interesting, he wasted no time going chasing with Excello. Now, he banged in a speed figure, a pro form speed figure, which was comfortably above par for the level on that Ascot win. He was pumped £13 for the win, but he does get a 5-year-old's allowance here on Saturday, which means he can carry £6 less than what it should be. I also noted after his Ascot win that Nicky Henderson, with his chasers aged 5 in the January to February period, and that have 0-1 previous UK chase starts, they have a record of 9 wins and a place from 16 qualifiers. So Henderson does know how to place these types to get the best out of them. And Excello, he's definitely an interesting one here. He's one with a lot of upside to him. Victorino, another with plenty upside to his game. He comes here off the back of 2 victories, both at Ascot. Those have been his only 2 chase starts in the UK so far. He did have plenty of experience over fences in France. He was only raised £4 for that win at Ascot last time. Could be lenient. Form of that race has started to look solid. 2 of the beaten horses have run since, both have won. He is dropping down half a mile on trip here, so that would maybe be a little query with Victorino, but I think he's an interesting one to factor in for sure. They're also dropping back in trip with Ga Law here. Now, he's mainly been trying to get 3 mile plus trips since winning the 2022 Paddy Power Gold Cup. I think this would be a smart move by Connections in dropping him back to these mid-range or mid-distance trips. If you look at Ga Law over trips of 2 mile 3 to 2 mile 5 on tracks with undulations and away from grade 1 level, you see he is an unbeaten 4 from 4. Providing the ground doesn't soften up to soft all over, which I don't think it will. And I do think Ga Law could bounce back to form here. So Ga Law, for me in this one, he's around 9-1, 10-1 at the time of recording. So yeah, Ga Law interests me in the 150, not the 150, what race is this? The 115. What are you thinking for this one, Tony?
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Competitive. Yeah. I've got lots of respect. I remember you putting Il Ridotto up at the start of the season. I thought you were a big fan of Il Ridotto, but I've got lots of respect for Il Ridotto. Solid and consistent, goes fairly well around here. 1 from 7 round here and a further 3 hitting the frame. Both career wins have come with Cobden in the saddle and on a left-handed track. So he'll go well. He's obviously up the top of the market. The other one I like here, Ben, is I do like the chances of Grandeur Dame, Alan King, Tom Bellamy. It will be to place as well, as I hope he would lead He likes to race prominently. He might be left in the lead, actually, and I think the 8-year-old could run a big race if getting into a rhythm here. Grandeur Dame, placed here in December. Good to soft, possibly ideal. 4 of his 5 career victories have come left-handed as well. He was currently, he was rather, not currently, but he was 11-1 last night, and I did back him last night at 11-1. I put a exit in for a profit as well. I'm not leaving it to win, but hopefully he'll go down in price as the race starts. So Grandeur Dame, hopefully hanging on for a place late on in the 1:15, the Paddy Power, but lots of respect for Il Ridotto there. 1:50, the Cotswold. I spent far too much time on this race last night. Cotswold Chase, Ben, 6 runners go to post, Grade 2 chase over 3 mile, 1.5 furlongs.
Yeah, I think it's an intriguing renewal this year. I like the fact Paul Nicholls has stuck stay away fade in the race after only 2 chase starts in novice company. It's an aggressive bit of campaigning from the trainer. It'll be interesting to see how they ride him as well, because they've been forceful with him on his 2 chase starts to date. But he would likely have company up front in this. I expect Ahoy Senior to be blundering his way around on the front end as he tries to retain his crown from last year. And they'll surely try and press on with the Rio Whacker off the front end at his favourite track. He was held on to at Kempton and King George last time. Don't think he enjoyed that, didn't do much for him. So could be a strong pace at play here. And I suspect they'll maybe just stay away fade just off the pace setters. I don't think it would make great sense to try and mix it with Ahoy Senior and the Rio Whacker out front. Royal Pagaille, joint highest rated in the field. He's 0 from 3 places at Cheltenham, but they've all come in the Gold Cup where he's been outclassed. Even still, he does seem a better horse on flat tracks. He's 0 from 6 on tracks with undulations. He's also 0 from 5 on ground quicker than soft. So some reservations about Royal Pagaille. Willie Mullins, he sends over Capadonna, only his second ever runner in the race. His first since Jacadam fell in the 2016 renewal of the race. I think Capadonna is a bit of a tricky one to get a proper handle on, I feel. Mullins stated that the National was the plan again for him. So is this just another step on the road to that, or will he have him ready to fire for this Grade 2? Hard to say for sure. He is favoured by the weights with a few here, admittedly. And then there's That's All Right Gino, your horse that you put up for the Coral Gold Cup at Newbury last time out. Steps out of Handicap company after winning that Coral Gold Cup. Still very much unexposed at staying trip, so I think this will be a decent indicator of where his level might be. But what is, I think, a bit of a muddling sort of race, I'm going to side with the Rio Whacker. I think it's easy enough to excuse his pulled-up effort in the Paddy Powered Gold Cup. That's his seasonal debut. He always needs that run. He's also trying to win a handicap off a mark of 162 off a trip shorter than his best. Last time out in King George, probably just outclassed, and didn't help that he found himself out the back from the off. He jumps these fences real well. That will likely put too much pressure on Ahoy Senior. I think this probably represents the best chance for him to bag a win this season. So the Rio Whacker for me, Tony. What have you got for us in the Cotswold Chase?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I actually got so frustrated with it last night. I just did I had Royal Pagaille, Real Whacker, and That's All Right Gino on the short list. But as you say, That's All Right Gino's stepping up here in class, isn't he? So I did a last man standing trends, and I came down to the Real Whacker. Which is how you just described it, is why I went from as well, because you've got to stay away fair according to the GeeGeez.co.uk pace angles here. The pace prediction according to GeeGeez.co.uk is possible contested speed between Ahoy Senior and Stay Away Fair as well, which I agree with, and the Real Whacker with Sam Twist and Davis just in behind, and hopefully those two, if they travel together, they could cut each other's throats actually, but and Sam waiting in behind, racing prominently and waiting for the right time to set the real whacker on his way, because he does like it at Cheltenham, isn't he? He's got... he's finished 11th, and then he's won 3 in a row, and including the Brown Advisory, the Grade 1, at the Cheltenham Festival last year. So, he was pulled up last time, but possibly, a little bit out of his way. I think did he carry top weight in that as well? So it was a bit too much to ask for the real whacker there. So we'll give him benefit of the doubt, and we'll stick with the real whacker in the 150. So we're over and done with it, 150, mate. So we've got an hour to kill before the fantastic top, middle and bottom from Scotland.
Oh, golly, what a volley! The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, GeeGeez peeps, man.
GeeGeez peeps, man. Fantastic. Yes, the bit of the pod you've all been waiting for, top, middle and bottom. Before this week's selections, Ben, an update on the current state play. I'm getting worse.
Yeah. Last week's results, I picked up 2 wins for all my 3 matches. Peterhead could only manage a 2-all draw at East Fife to stop me getting the full house, but still plus 3.5 profits for me.
Profit, mate.
Profit. Tony, 1 postponed match. As expected, it was too bloody Baltic in Baroda to play any football. You managed 1 win from your remaining 2 matches, but it gave you a return of minus 2 points, leaving the totals at me plus 6.14. Tony minus 29.59. The gap is widening, big man. Need to start getting some results on the board. Here we go. My top, middle and bottom this week. Top, Queen's Park and Ayr to draw at 12-5. Both teams picked up their form past couple of weeks. I think this should be a tight one. Both not wanting to lose ground on the other in the bottom half. So I'm going to take the draw between Queen's Park and Ayr in the championship. In the middle, Cove Rangers and Queen of the South to draw at 14-5. Cove started to struggle a little recent games after going on a bit of a charge prior to that, despite the last 2 games being away against the top 2, Hamilton and Falkirk. They also drew the 2 prior to that against Kelty and Montrose, and their only win in the last 6 games came against struggling Edinburgh City. Queen of the South, they've been playing well recently. Their only defeats in the last 7 matches being a 1-0 away to league leaders Falkirk and 1-0 to against St Mirren in the Cup. So I thought the Cove price looked a little skinny here, and I'm going to pump for a draw between Cove and Queen of the South. And at the bottom, Stenhousemuir to beat Peterhead at Stevens. Yep, Stenhousemuir on a 12-match winning streak at the minute. They scored 27. They've only conceded 6. Peterhead have hit a bit of a rocky patch. Bottom of the table, when you look at recent form, the last 5 matches. Probably lucky to get the draw at East Fife last week. They snatched a 94th minute equaliser after going 2-0 down inside 23 minutes. So I am going to take Stenhousemuir to continue on what is looking like a relentless march towards the title with another win here. So I am top, Queen's Park and Ayr to draw. Middle, Cove and Queen of the South to draw. And bottom, Stenhousemuir to win. Go on the Stenny. Tony.
Yeah, I've gone for Airdrie at home to Partick Thistle. Bit of a close clash here as well at 7-5. Airdrie have won the last 3, unbeaten in 4, and have the second best home record in the league. So Airdrie at home to Partick at 7-5. Alloa to draw with Falkirk. That was a tight one as well, 16-5. Alloa unbeaten in the last 5 at home, and Falkirk unbeaten away from home also in the last 5. So they should easily play out a draw in the my middle bit. Alloa to draw with Falkirk, 16-5. And the bottom, I'm with you, Ben. Stenhousemuir away at Peterhead at even money. Peterhead have lost the form, 2 wins in 10, and Stenhousemuir have won, as you say, the last 12 games. And I thought, if I was obviously a betting man, I thought, Ben, when you said Stenhousemuir have won the last 12 games with help from leading goal scorer,
Go on, tell me. I have no idea.
Got to be a relation, mate. Matty Aitken.
Oh, yes, my brother.
13
That's not.
13 goals. He's running away with it. Stenhousemuir won the last 12 games. Matty Aitken, leading goal scorer. 13 goals he's on. Absolute net buster.
As Aitkins are great at football.
Absolutely. Check him out. Check the DNA as well. Might be related. Get us some free tickets.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not going up to Stenhousemuir. It's miles away.
Is that near Stirling?
It's closer to Stirling bloody Brora. Yes. Much closer, actually.
I do listen to you, Ben, sometimes. It's just not the Brora bit or the Elgin City bit.
Sometimes. Stenhousemuir, I think, is beside Falkirk. I'm going to check.
All right.
It is.
Cool.
You know what? It is very close to
Is
Stirling.
it? Excellent.
It's north of Falkirk and just south of Stirling.
Oh, I knew. I thought that. I thought you'd mentioned that before. All right. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast. Very best luck with your betting at Cheltenham this week. And remember to have fun with our top, middle and bottom. Obviously, I'm 29 quid down, so obviously. Remember, if you're an early riser, you can catch me on Shadow Radio weekdays between 6 and 9. And more from Ben over on narrowingthefield.co.uk. You've got some free Cheltenham stuff coming up, haven't you, Ben?
Yeah, when I can be bothered. No, yeah, I do. It's in the pipeline.
I'll have to edit that bit out. Big thanks for listening this week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next week with the next instalment of the Racing Podblast. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Ben.
Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.